figure this is probably pretty shallow, right? This little bay here. So I think we've got a sort of interesting, sort of interesting. And note the geography down here. I mean, this is crap. Nobody lives there. I mean, it's, this is all kind of unusable coast. Okay.
And otherwise, it seems to be kind of highlands here in parts of valleys through there.
Yes. I found this picture first, and I was thinking that was not half bad if this was ocean. And then I found this. So if we are talking about the village, we can kind of hybridize these in our minds. So, okay. Now let's talk about characters and what you might do. All right. I think we're on our way. I have here my instructions and my notes and my processes. So if you roll your percentage or less and it ends with a 5 or a 0 on your dice, that's a critical hit, critical success. Same thing for failure. If you fail and it ends on a 5 or a 0, it's a critical failure. Those are the only results. Everything else is a function of those degrees of success. We don't have to calculate any other numbers. Unless there's unusual conditions, the keep is a safe place for your character and your character. Arguably on a normal day, a normal season, nothing terrible is happening, all of Waseda would be safe for your characters, unless we have an encounter that becomes fraught in some way. The chance of an encounter in a safe place is 5% for every 24 hours. So we actually move ahead by units of 24 hours in a safe environment. However, with our poor harvest, we are not going to treat most of the town as safe. We're going to restrict safe to the keep for you two. We're going to restrict it for you, interestingly, even though you're not popular with your parent, still it's the inn area is where you grew up. And much as that parent might grumble, you can still stay there and be, reasonably safe. We bump you to 24 hours at a time.
I'm the danger.
Well, you clearly there must be some other Morgoth person there. Probably not like a full priest. I think a priest would probably travel through periodically, like once a month or something like that.
But since we do we travel to do the sacrifice, or
no? The Morgathians in town. That's when he shows up. Is on the 26th, or before the 26th, stays there for a week or something. And probably cursing, this guy gets to go over to Golotha. I have to go to Waseda, right? God, it's cold over here. Right?
What did I do to gain this?
Fish again? Right? So anyway, yes, but that is going to be 25 days away. In the meantime, I'm going to say that if you are with other Morgathians, we will call that a safe place. Otherwise,
as safe as that could be.
Well, yeah, but the point is that they'll team up against everybody else if necessary. Otherwise, let's just say there are people in town who wouldn't mind one less Morgathian, even if it's legal.
It's not.
It's like seriously, So, and what is your character's profession? Oh, actually, you're an acolyte. Okay.
So
yes, whatever. It's a house. It's not like a temple.
No.
It's someone's house that is the safe place for you, for sure.
It's more and more evil Father Ted, I guess.
Yeah. The money was just resting in the account.
Exactly.
But you are not like the chief guy there.
Like,
you're studying.
Yeah.
You're cooking.
Exactly.
Okay. So let's see here. we begin on the 6th. Actually, so it's 20 days away. We begin on the 6th of Azura, the 7th month, the beginning of autumn. And it has become clear in the last weeks as people are now looking ahead to the rest of the year and thinking about what could be sold or thinking about what could be gathered or saved for the winter months and things like that. And it's looking bad. The first people to know this are the underclass. They have their social antenna is much sharper than everyone else's, and it's been clear to you for a little while, a few days, certainly if not weeks, that it's not going to be a good winter. The food is not good.
I guess I'm at close up the subsistence level.
Right. Yeah, exactly. So, by the way, other places in town, we will go by what is called watches, which is every 4 hours. There are 6 watches in a 24-hour period. So the question is midnight to 4 o'clock a.m. Midnight to 4 o'clock. I assume some of you are safe in your bed. Mm-hmm. And I assume possibly others might have something else they might be doing, depending on what you tell me. So for that first watch, is anybody doing anything? The
merchants are sleeping in there.
You are sleeping nicely. Okay.
Yes, they are not working at the middle of night. No.
You have work to do, and during the day, I assume
I'm sleeping to rest.
I'm guessing evil death cult probably has some rituals and some paperwork work to do at nights. So I'm probably doing some. Yeah.
Okay.
Some chores. I guess.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll catch what the little sleep I can.
Yeah. Okay. Okay.
Before
curled up somewhere. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Okay. So, are you at the family inn, or have you chosen to be somewhere else?
No, at the inn.
You will be. Okay. So you probably have a shed in the back.
Yes.
Threw you a blanket or something like that.
Right. I tried to keep out of the way.
Yeah.
I'm just cleaning up from where the priest previously were.
Right.
So
Right. Yeah.
beginning to make things be in order again.
Okay.
It takes a month.
Yeah. Got to get it.
Yeah.
It has to be right. Okay. So that's a fine idea. You might even have to perform a ritual or two.
Definitely. Yeah.
Okay. So the only thing we need to check is whether you get a critical failure.
set the bed on fire or something like that. So ritual, and then I have 18. So
18.
Yeah.
And we'll see.
Yes, fail.
Okay, just fail, which means that yes, it's going to be. This is why it takes a month.
Yeah. I probably since I'm absent-minded, I might start doing it, and then I wander off and do something else.
Exactly right. So you're not doing a very good job, but you didn't set the bed on fire or anything similarly. Checking encounters. Now, we check every 24 hours in a safe environment. At night, there is no chance of an encounter in a safe environment. Mm-hmm. So I think all of you are in your safe place, so there's no chance of an encounter as we continue. I figure by 4 a.m., it's time for you actually to sleep, right? We will start with 8 o'clock for this day to check for an encounter. Now, that means that we will pull through here, right? There's no chance for an encounter here. By the time everybody is up by...
So I'm up at 4 and helping the cook.
Okay. All right. So you're working there. Cooking?
Yes. And
how is it?
Peeling potatoes or whatnot.
And what is your cooking?
It's not too bad, 39.
Oh. Let's roll and see.
Yeah. And it's a fail.
Well, you don't do a very good job, but it's not a critical, so therefore you have not caused a disaster.
Yeah.
Didn't keep your hands.
Right. Some harsh words from the chef, perhaps. I'm used to that.
Yeah. Yeah, you're evicted. Here, have a potato. Go. Right? Yeah.
I treasure it.
Yeah.
And pea potato also as well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly. And so by 8, everybody is up and active, I think.
Yeah.
Okay, so there is no encounter. It's just a 20. Safe environment, right? No, nothing terrible. Also, encounters are not necessarily hostile.
Okay.
It's just that in your safe environments, these are very predictable. Right. And so... but I should check for each of you. You're in different places. That was yours? No. Okay, so... and so that's for the full 24 hours, and we will leave it at that. Safe environment encounters. So let's therefore move specifically to your proactive choices during the day. It would be that I have my things going on that I'll bring in as the day progresses. At the inn, if you're going to stay around there, or are you going to start begging around town and maybe doing streetwise stuff or something like that?
Actually, because I know that harsh times are kicking in.
Yeah.
So I'm going to push my luck and try the fort, the fortress.
Okay. So we will move you to a watch.
Yeah.
Every 4 hours for encounters. And let me get out my percentile dice because I'm going to need those. Let me get an idea of what everyone else is doing, Johan, and then we'll move into the rolls.
Yes.
Yeah. So how about you?
I think I might be going out to resupply, like maybe some incense or maybe if I go out into the swamp and get some more nasty stuff. So I have foraging. Would that work?
Yes, you could.
And I'm horrible at it.
And fortunately for you, there is actually somebody who was trying to get some help.
Yeah.
To go actually off into the neighboring marshes to see to get some things. He's an out-of-towner.
Yeah.
Who apparently had come to town for looking for some different herbs and things.
Yeah.
But considering the terrible harvest, went to the herbalist. The herbalist went like this, and he's kind of annoyed.
Then
So you have this fellow who is, let's just say he's from Golotha. He's the main city in Retham, or is he? Sure, why not? And is perhaps dressed a little too fancy for Weseda, right? How about you?
Well, I figured since it started the workday, I have to check in with the boss, the big boss man merchant, and see what's going on, what sort of the tasks, what are we looking for, like what are the future sort of holdings. So gain some information, right? Generally, what's going on, like what's the next step, what are we trading next, where are we going next?
Given what I've got going on here, there is actually, it says right here, merchant is, it's looking terrible. They need a quick fix. And this guy, this rich guy from Golotha, who needs these herbs and things, is who probably the quickest fix we can find. Another possibility is that with a terrible situation like this, there may actually be an autumn raid, and so somebody might put in with a sloop or something with goods from who knows where. Don't ask questions. What happened to that village? Oh, nothing.
Of course.
And so the information about that actually is kind of important. But you're not a good person for that. You were raised at the keep and you're not a gutter rat who would go up and down talking to the pirates.
No, exactly.
/ sailors.
Of course.
A pirate is kind of a sailor on a bad day.
Of course. Yeah. But I do have the Ivinian sort of language skill. I could perhaps like try. But then I have 2 leads basically. So after the sort of morning meeting with the boss, I have to go out and
Right.
let's go to town.
It's perfect. So right now at 8 to 12, you 8 to noon, you are basically just getting all of this arranged. And so that's the information. You have this fellow who has a very exotic herb list that he would very much like to have, some of which only come from these marshes. And wanted to go and get them just right, and he was hoping to get nice little jars and bags of them and things like that, and that's not going to happen. So therefore, that's a consideration. The talking to actually, if you want to get involved in a meeting with the shall we say a well-traveled man of the sea,
exactly,
and also he's not joking around. He and his top crew, they are thinking of wintering here, and they might ordinarily not have not have set up this early in the year. But looking at the way things are going, and there was that terrible storm back in the early spring, they might want to take a kind of conservative approach for the rest of the year. Just set up their lodgings here, and that's so. Actually, he's inclined in that direction.
Yeah, but I tried that, and I tried to look at this Ivonian gentleman and his crew, and see if we can sort of strike some deal or
Perfect.
Get some sort of contact with them.
Your boss guy. And I need to give these people's name. I mean, this was a lot of preparation, as you have noticed. So I'm still scribbling. So we'll call him a name in a bit. And he says, let's see how you do. And so you'll have a thin fish soup and meal, and where would this be? Possibly even not down by the water, although that would be picturesque, sipping your soup out of mugs down by the water.
I suppose it's in the keep.
But not. No, you don't live in the keep.
You're next to the keep.
Next to the keep, the merchant there. Yeah, exactly. It's going to be an outlying area, part of the keep, and the fellow who arrives, he will arrive with some tough-looking guys who will then mix and match with you guys, with the men-at-arms, just because they get along. And this is friendly. This person trades here, right? So the tough guys will come and, talk to the other tough guys. And and so you are going to be dealing with this salty fellow who is going to explain, little miss. He'll kind of look
down.
Yeah, he'll kind of do a little look and say, "Oh," and so he can't help but be a little bit patronizing, but not too bad. I mean, you were spoken for by the guy he has to deal with. It, so he kind of gets on his good behavior. And so you guys are served hot fish soup and at a rough wooden table, but it's not that bad. This keep is only 11 years old.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's not a ruin. It's not falling apart. It has not been through wars or anything like that. So it's pretty well taken care of, right? The floors are swept. There's hangings and things and stuff like that. You're not in the really fanciest places, but you're in a nice longhouse-ish adjunct to it. So in here, yes, he's quite interested in how you're going to assure that he and, say, 6 people could have an assured place, and they don't want to spend the money at that whorehouse. They've been there many times. That's not where they want to spend the winter.
No. But of course.
So friends and family and things like that who can.
Yeah, but of course I'll put them up to promise them that this merchant company will of course provide them with lodgings, provide them with food during the winter and so on. We need the crew for the next spring season, and of course we wanted to stay, and I'll suggest that there is potential possibilities in the near area for sudden enrichment. let's say,
Mhm.
if they are so inclined, and just tell them that they're very welcome.
I think this is very straightforwardly a rhetoric
Yes,
test.
I think so too.